Hello, it's Blue Orange 22. So you see the title of this video. You're not allowed to disagree with something if, and I'm going to finish a sentence, you're not allowed to disagree with something if you have no idea what it is, and you have no idea what you're talking about, and you don't even know what the thing you're disagreeing with is in the first place. So let me explain what I mean by that. I don't want to hear that you're anti-MRA or against the men's rights movement if you don't even know what the issues of the men's rights movement are, if you've never actually talked to an MRA, and if you don't even really know anything about the men's rights movement. And the same thing goes for feminism. Like, if you say you're an anti-feminist just because you watch like my videos or just because you read MRA articles, that's not enough. You need to be reading feminist articles. You need to be reading feminist books. You need to be watching feminist videos before you say you're against something. You know, the amount of people who have strong stances on things that they've either never read or never watched or never researched is ridiculous. You know, if you're someone who only watches Fox News, then I don't want to hear you say that, oh, CNN is fake news and it's just liberal propaganda. And if you're someone who only watches CNN and never watches Fox, then I don't want to hear you say, oh, Fox News is just Russian right-wing talking points, hypocrisy, whatever. I don't want to hear. If you don't watch CNN or Fox, then you have no right to criticize CNN or Fox. You have to understand something before you can criticize it, because you have to know what something is to have any kind of valid criticism. Some of that drove me nuts during the Trump years and the Obama years, really, is when I would hear, like, when there was a State of the Union, and the next day I'd see on Facebook or Twitter, or I would just hear when I was going out, whatever, people were talking about how bad the speech was, and oh, they're just lying, oh, it's just, communist talking points or fascist talking points, and it's all just lies. But they didn't watch a single second of it. Or maybe they clicked on CNN or Fox and they watched like the 30-second clip that the news was basically feeding to them to watch. And then they think, oh, they can criticize this speech. Oh, I know what the speech was about now, because you watched a 30-second clip. It was an hour and a half speech. You watched 30 seconds, and now you're saying how it's all a lie, it's not true. You have no place to criticize something that you haven't even seen, haven't even read, and don't know anything about. And this happens all the time, everywhere. Like, if you're talking about religious people versus atheists, if you've never actually talked to a religious person or an atheist, whatever their religion is, whatever their beliefs are, then I don't want to hear you criticize them. Oh, I don't like these people because this. Well, have you talked to them? Well, no. Have you done any research? Well, no. Well, do you actually know anything about them? Well, no. But I don't like them because they're wrong. Based on what? And this is a big problem in politics today. We have this divide, we have this tribalism, we have a very, very dangerous phenomenon happening today. And this has happened in history all the time. It's called milieu control. Okay? And I'm not going to read the whole definition of it because it's rather long, but I might do a video on it in the future. Basically, if I put the link to it down below, what it is, it's a system of mass social brainwashing and mass social control that works by isolating a group of people or isolating an idea or a thought and telling people this is automatically wrong. You shouldn't engage with these people. Don't even talk to them. Don't even listen to them. Don't even give them a platform. And I see this on social media all the time. This gets thrown at me all the time. People that stay in their echo chambers or their bubbles, and they are convinced that everything that they hear, everything that they say is the truth because, oh, we're in the right bubble. We're on the right side. Except they don't even think they're in a bubble. They think they're living in the real world. When in reality, they're not taking any information from the other perspective or any information from the other side. And I'm not saying you have to agree with the other side. I'm not saying that you should be converted or convinced by the other side. Maybe if you listen to the other perspective, your own opinion will be even stronger. You'll realize that you're right. But you're not allowed to be against something. You're not allowed to be anti-something unless you experience that thing firsthand. You need to talk to those people, read their books, watch their videos, whatever it is, before you say, oh, I'm against that, that's wrong, I'm anti this. So it's just something that I see happen all the time. I get emails about it. I see it on Reddit. I see it on Facebook. I see it all over social media. I think it's really worse now than ever before. Trump voters refusing to listen to a Democrat. Democrats refusing to listen to anyone who they see as a Trump supporter. MRAs and feminists refusing to listen to each other. And it's just not helpful, and it's just not healthy, and it's not going to get anything done. And the thing is, even if you think someone is talking in bad faith, even if you think someone is being intentionally disingenuous and dishonest, even if you think someone is lying, even if you think Fox News or CNN, you think they're propaganda networks, you think they're false news, fake news, you think they're just lying. Okay, fine. What's the value of watching it? Because you need to know what other people are watching and believing if you're going to have an effective debate. You need to understand what the other side is watching and thinking. What did they believe before you talk to them? Because if you try and debate someone and you really have no idea where their beliefs come from and what they even believe in the first place, then how are you going to have any kind of productive debate? All you're going to have are assumptions and stereotypes of the other person. And every single time that happens, I've seen it 1.5 billion times, it always descends into just petty shouting and personal insults, and people walk away thinking, wow, those people are really stupid, and no progress gets done whatsoever. So I know this is kind of random. It doesn't exactly pertain to the men's rights movement. It kind of does, I suppose. I've mentioned articles like this before about how people falsely link the men's rights movement to like the alt-right extremism and white supremacy and misogyny. And I can't help but think that so many of the people who write these articles, yeah, some of them might be coming from a disingenuous mindset and they're not trying to tell the truth, but some of them probably did no research whatsoever and they just kind of lazily rolled all this stuff out, because I see so many articles talking about the manosphere and talking about the connection between the men's rights movement, the incel movement, and the red pill subreddit. Not to be confused with the Red Pill documentary, which is fantastic, but the Red Pill subreddit. I see all these articles talking about the manosphere, linking those three things together as if they're the same thing, when in reality, if those people did any research at all, they would know that the Red Pill subreddit, first of all, A, hates incels, and B, doesn't like the men's rights movement. So we are not the same at all. So when you see articles like that kind of link all these groups into the manosphere as if it's one big thing, it's not true. That's someone that either didn't do their research or isn't telling the truth. And it happens all the time. I'm not going to say it only happens on one particular side. So many people do it everywhere. It's happened for thousands of years, really, in history. Read Milieu Control. I put the link down below. I might do a whole video on it in the future. I think it's a very interesting concept to study. And it's a very interesting thing to look at the times today and ask yourself, does this describe what I think of the other people? Does this look like what I think I know now? Does this look like what I think is going on? You might be surprised at what you think.